Good evening. Welcome. In Christ's name. Hope everybody having a great summer and stuff and have a great week. Now, I've been doing research on the Bible Code since the year 2000. And I found a lot of crazy stuff in the Bible Code that has come true. And most everything I've found has been come true. But when you look at the Bible Code, and there's a lot of warnings in the Bible Code. The Bible Code was made to warn people. God's trying to warn people about what's coming and why things happening, but we don't seem to pay attention to what God's warning is. The Bible gives us lots of warnings itself, but the Bible Code's basically purpose is to give people a warning in a computer age. That's what the Bible Code even actually says. So I was doing research on, go back and look at my notes and research on 2026 and do some more actual research. And I found a code in Leviticus. It's a very interesting code. In Leviticus 7, chapter 7 to 8, we skip to 1 and 70. It's usually a lot smaller, but found this code talking about summer of 2026. And guess what? This is summer of 2026. And so I thought this is very prevalent, so share with people what the warning is and how we can see from it. It says signs of judgment for apostate teaching and morality lifestyles leading people to destruction, hot floods, earthquakes, and storms. And guess what this summer has been? Exactly that. Hot floods, earthquakes, and storms. More than more than usual sometimes. So we see all this stuff coming true in the summer. It says, but it's interesting. The reason it says this is coming down is because we see these are signs of judgment coming on earth. See, when you live your life in immorality and sin and rebelling against God, then the consequences of that is going to be judgment. I don't care who you are, what you believe, don't believe. I don't care if you're atheist, evolutionist, if you're Buddha, Islam. It doesn't matter who you are. That's going to happen. It's a law of nature, a spiritual law that. When you live in a world that is dominated by immorality, homosexuality, transgender, all this nonsense, that you're going to be falling into the same trap that the cities of the plain did with Sodom and Gomorrah. Jesus warned about Sodom and Gomorrah. He says, there's coming to be a light just like Sodom and Gomorrah, that all of a sudden judgment will come. So we have to understand that there is a penalty or a consequence for leading a life that is filled with deception, immorality, and all that kind of nonsense. But it's interesting. The code also points out this. There is a point. It points out teachings of the people in the church, ministers, apostate teachings in the church. And I find it's very simple, very interesting. The Bible Code calls out apostate teaching and what's going on. And see, recently on Facebook, I noticed a lot of different ministers, and call them the reverends, priests, they have many names they go by, and they're all people are deceiving people, lying to people, and saying God loves you, even if you're immoral and doing things God doesn't like. God still loves you. God's going to accept you. You're going to heaven. God's going to embrace you. That's not true. The Bible does not say any of it. And I saw one post that says Jesus was transgender. Well, Jesus was not transgender. It's a stupid statement. So we have all this all across the world. We see all this immorality trying to rise up in these last days. And when we do that, the earth is created with spiritual energy, and that spiritual energy God created in the earth, because we are a created spiritual energy, all that It's going to cause destruction. It's a spiritual law. That we have to understand that there are consequences and ramifications of consequences for leading an immoral lifestyle. I don't care who you are, what you are. I don't care if you call yourself reverend. I don't call you apostle. I don't care yourself prophet. I don't care who you call yourself, politician, actor, whatever it is. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're leading a lifestyle of immorality and you tell other people God loves you, if you stay in that lifestyle, all you're doing is bringing people to hell. That's why these people are there. They're lying to people, deceiving people, and they're not ministers of God. They are deceptions of hell. That's all you can say. So all these ministers and teachers, and I've seen this one post as a lady, because she's a priest, and has a rainbow and a flag in the background and stuff, because talks about immoral, God accepts her immoral attitude, being lesbian and stuff. I don't know what Bible she's reading. She's not reading the actual Bible. People, there are consequences because we are the world is thumbing our nose at God's going to do something. And that's what we see right here. We're seeing this really hot temperatures are coming on the East Coast. Seeing floods. Whole towns are dissipated. In Missouri, places on back east. See earthquakes. They had an earthquake yesterday in Iran. We see all these earthquakes in Argentina and stuff. Seeing all this stuff happening right now. So the Bible code is warning us. These are warning signals of judgment. See, Jesus is coming back really soon. Jesus is coming back. I don't care if you believe in Jesus or not. He's coming back, okay? And these are warning signs he's giving to us to get our life together. So this is a warning sign to you to get your life together. We are not perfect, that's true. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But we have to keep working and struggling against the flesh, against our desires, against the things of the world. We're told to be not of this world, but be holy. You can't be holy if you're living a lifestyle of homosexual and immoral and all kinds of decay and junk in your life. Now, people say this is all cost of global warming because they don't want to look at the real cause of this stuff. That's sin. See, I've seen a lot of posts this week on Facebook about global warming. Something? I noticed one thing interesting about all these posts on Facebook. They're fake. Because I've seen one post said about where I live was going to be 126 degrees. I go, it's not 126. It's only 90 degrees outside. And now you're saying it's 126 degrees. You can't believe it. You can't believe anything you see online, okay? Don't live your life by Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Live your life according to the Bible, not to all this garbage people spend hours and hours going absorbing on the internet. Because it's lies, deception. Live a life that's real. Facebook's not real. YouTube's not real. All things not are real. I know I post videos on Facebook trying to reach people. That's one way I try to warn people and get them to change their lives because that's where they are. Jesus went to where the people are. That's what we put videos on. So look at your life. What can you change in your life to be closer to God every day? Because one of these days, it's going to be too late. And Christ is going to be splitting the sky open and coming back. Are you ready for that day? That day is coming sooner than you think it is. Be ready. The King is coming back. May God bless you, guide you.